Easy, guys. I put my pants on, just like the rest of you, one leg at a time. Except, once my pants are on, I make gold records.
All right, vinyl community and everybody out there in YouTube land, it is the Spin Doctor and his Vinyl Mayhem YouTube channel. It's Kendall once again. This evening, today, whatever time you're watching this video, I am doing my top reissues of 2025. That's right, these are my favorite reissues of the year that I have picked up. This year was heavy for me on reissues, I have to admit it. Last year I didn't really do this, I didn't do this video. But this year I have to admit I picked up a lot of reissues. It was just a great year for reissues, I think. And so what I have here are some of my favorite reissues that I picked up. There were just so many good ones that I wanted to show them to you. And most of these, basically all but one, were albums that I did not have, and that's why I picked them up. A lot of these were either not in print, or originals are really expensive. And that's why I picked them up. And so, without further ado, let's just get down to the nitty-gritty, down to the meat of what I think were some of the best reissues of 2025. Here we go. First, this came out just last month, I believe, and that is Alison Krauss and Union Station Live. You know, this was recorded live in Louisville, Kentucky. This is a 3LP, recorded back in 2002, I believe it was. Mobile Fidelity did this back in what, 2006 maybe? 2008? I don't recall the exact year. And forgive me for that. But finding a copy of that, they're expensive, very expensive. And this is definitely a more affordable version. Cut all analog from the tape that they used. And what a great live set this was. This was done through Kraft, I believe. I think Bellman cut this, don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. But to get a affordable copy of this, again, you're getting tracks like Baby Now That I Found You, Every Time You Say Goodbye, Ghost in This House, love that Shenandoah song, The Boy Who Wouldn't Hoe Corn, Take Me to the Longing, Man of Constant Sorrow, yes, that's true. Oh Atlanta, Down to the River to Pray, that's a good one on here as well. And of course, When You Say Nothing at All, just a great track as well. So yeah, to have this available, absolutely fantastic. Very happy to be able to pick this up. I don't have the Mobile Fidelity to compare sound to, so I can't tell you. But just extremely happy to have this though, in print and affordable. So yes. This one, people will probably say, oh, this is such an easy record to get, and it is, but I've just been so happy with these Rhino Reserves that I had to pick this up, and I'm really still holding out that they do his self-titled one. But yeah, I did pick up the Warren Zevon Excitable Boy. I've really been getting into more Warren this year, especially as of late. I don't know if it's because he finally went into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but this album, I mean, it's a classic, and this sounds absolutely fantastic. And of course, this is just a classic from start to end. Not a bad track on here for sure. I mean, everyone knows, you know, his classics, of course, but I think maybe the unsung hero of this, I think maybe Roland the Headless Thompson Gunner, to be honest with you. And then, of course, ending with Lawyers, Guns, and Money, which I have to say, I think the Killers did a tremendous job with that at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But this sounds absolutely fantastic. Cut by Bellman from the analog tape. So still hoping that they do the self-titled. I know there's talk that maybe the tape was damaged. We'll see. Still hoping though. This was very glad I was able to pick this up because copies of this were numbered to 2000 for Record Store Day, but Dada Puzzle. This sounds fantastic. Cut at 45. I know there's bonus tracks on side 4, but just a great album. 1992, of course, is when this came out. Only released on CD and cassette back in 92, but first time ever on vinyl for Record Store Day. It was an exclusive, so it has not been reissued. Will it? Maybe. I know exclusivity is not really a real thing anymore these days when it comes to Record Store Day, but you never know. There's been no call for it, so I don't know if it's going to happen, but I was very happy to pick this up. Yeah, I know it's going for a lot on the secondary market, but was extremely happy to pick this up. Again, it sounds great. It's on a purple, or what's called strawberry with black swirl pressing. I'm not going to get it out and show you, but was very happy to pick this up. I think this thing sounds just great though. So very happy to have this on vinyl. So great reissue, or first issue, but reissue I'm going to call it because it's never been on, because it's technically an album that's been out, just not on vinyl. This was a surprise for me. Everyone knows I'm a Clapton fanatic. I do have an original of this, but I was curious because there are 4 additional tracks, so I had to pick this up. This is Journeyman, came out in 1989, but this came out this year. This is the deluxe edition, got that nice little gold around it. It's a 2 LP, not 45 RPM. Side 4 has 4 additional tracks: Higher Power, Border Song Forever, and That Kind of Love. It also came with a nice little booklet, I have to admit. I'm sorry, That Kind of Woman. Also comes with this nice little booklet, which I thought was kind of nice, with some nice liner notes, some pictures and stuff. So yeah, not too shabby for a deluxe edition. It didn't break the bank. I think you can get this for under 40 bucks. I picked this up from my friend Doug at Bigelow Vinyl. Had him order it for me. But yeah, I think this was cut by Bellman because Bellman was doing all of the Clapton stuff a while back. So I'm not sure, but it is 2 LP. So it's a little more spread out. Again, I have an original from '89 that I think sounds good, but I say this sounds really good as well. Like I said, I only picked this up mainly for the extra 4 songs that I don't believe were ever released anywhere else. So very nice to pick this up. Again, I'm a Clapton fanatic, so because it said it had 4 additional songs, I'm like, okay, well, I guess I gotta get it. So I did. So if you haven't heard that one, I would suggest go out and stream it. It is a gatefold. And whenever I see that hype sticker, it gets me. The next one is 2, but I'm counting it as 1. And it's The Descendants. I got Milo Goes to College and I Don't Want to Grow Up. Obviously The Descendants, a very important punk band from the 80s, from Southern California. This was maybe one of the most influential punk albums of the 80s for people. Originals of this are super expensive, and even the reissues from the 2010s can be super expensive. So when they announced the reissue, I was like, yes, I need to pick it up because this is just a great punk album that you have to listen to if you are a punk fan, if you haven't already heard it, of course. This is the indie exclusive on this, I guess we'll call it Gray Matter is what they call it. Sounds great. Guessing I don't know what it's sourced from. It's by ORG. It's got that nice little hype sticker, but awesome. Sounds phenomenal. And then this is the second album that they released. I Don't Want to Grow Up. I decided to go a different route with this one. This is the Punk Note version, where they make it look like a Blue Note cover, which I thought was really cool. And the label looks like Blue Note as well. Really cool as well. So again, ORG just got the masters for all of the Descendants albums, and these are the first two that they've released that came out this year. This one was just released a couple weeks ago. Like I said, I decided, because the original cover isn't as iconic as this one, I was like, I'm gonna go for this one because I just thought it was cool. So I went for this. So very excited to add those two. That's why I counted them as one. Sound great. This one, I haven't talked a lot about Mobile Fidelity. They haven't really been knocking it out of the park recently, but this one I thought was definitely not a swing and a miss, and that is the Parliament Mothership Connection. I hate 45 RPM. I hate I hate them, but this one sounds fantastic. I don't have an original. Originals are expensive. I've heard nothing but bad things about the reissues that have come out recently, and so I was like, okay, I don't want to pay an arm and a leg for the originals, but this one, I have to say, it's a funk album, so you want that bass to kick. It kicks. It's just one of those albums that you want to put on and you want to turn up and just let it just kick you in the butt, and that's what this does. Very happy with this reissue from Mobile Fidelity. I could not say enough good things about this. So yeah, very happy I picked that one up. The next one is it's a box set. I'll go ahead and admit it, but that's because this Dwight Yoakam box set is of albums that only one has ever been released on vinyl, and that was the If There Was a Way, I believe. Yeah, If There Was a Way. You can hardly find it. And then This Time and Gone, never been on vinyl before, so super excited that I picked this up. And it was so affordable. It was like $90 for 4 albums, because the 4th album is a bonus of covers and stuff, so and unreleased stuff. So very happy that I picked this up. Cut by Chris Bellman. Sounds great. Very, very full sounding, punchy. Just very happy that I picked this up. Extremely happy. Next, we got another Rhino Hi-Fi. No, I'm sorry, Reserve. I don't have any Hi-Fis. I have nothing but reserves from Rhino, who've just been knocking it out of the park with their reserves, in my opinion. Speaking of Parliament and Funkadelic, Eddie Hazel. This was one of the first reserves they did, actually. I think it might have been the first reserve they did. Eddie Hazel. This album, Game, Dames, and Guitar Things. Yeah, this thing kicks. I still remember, this was one of the first albums I listened to on my new system, and I was blown away by it, just because it was like, oh, okay, that's how this is supposed to sound. I was very happy with this. This one was cut by Chris Bellman as well at Bernie Grumman Mastering Studio. Original master tapes. Oh my goodness. So happy that I picked this one up. Again, originals, hard to find. When you do, they're normally not in great shape, and when they are, they're super expensive. So very happy, very happy that they have this in print. Sounds just so good. One of those albums, again, funky, and his guitar. Eddie is such a great guitar player. Oh my goodness. Just, in your face. Love it. So happy that I picked that one up. And that one came out early this year, I think February maybe. This was a Rocktober reissue, or release, but it's his first ever reissue. And again, originals are hard to find. Another Rhino Reserve, Porno for Pyros. Could not be happier with this, because again, originals, so expensive. I think this came out in what, 92, 93 maybe? This one was cut by Joe Nino Hernandez, I'm sorry, Joe, but it does say it's cut from analog at Sterling Sound. And again, I don't have an original to compare it to, only digital CD, but this is a great album. I don't know, if you like Jane's Addiction, obviously half of the band is Jane's Addiction, but very happy that they decided to go a little out of the box. Rhino Reserves have been doing really good. They're start your ear off right. They got a few good titles that I'm excited to pick up next year. So next year's reissues I'm excited about. But this one was very happy with the sound. I can't, because this isn't your typical album either. Very different sounds than just your typical rock, and so very happy with this one as well. And then lastly, I'm gonna end it with a country album, and this is one that I didn't even know it was coming out until Billy Hurst was showing this as a new release on his channel on a Thursday night or a Friday morning. But it's Mary Chapin Carpenter, Come On, Come On. This album came out in what? Geez, I'm trying to remember. 1992. This was the first time on LP too, and it's on this grape vinyl. But this album was a huge smash. He thinks he'll keep her. I Take My Chances, Passionate Kisses. But there's so much more on this too. But this was, I think, what, 4 times platinum, maybe even more. I don't even remember. But this was a huge hit back in the 90s on country radio, and I remember hearing so many songs from this album. Just a great album, and it sounds so good too. This was done by Real Gone Music too. I wanted to remember. Oh yeah, Not Too Much to Ask with Joe Diffie. That was the one that I was thinking of. And I Feel Lucky is on this one. Golly, jeez, the Bug. I believe that one was a cover of a Dire Straits song. Yeah, I mean, jeez, man, so much good stuff. Yeah, come on, right? But yeah, this one probably honestly, this one's probably my favorite reissue of the year, just because I didn't even know it was coming until Billy showed it, and there it was. And I think this was cut analog. I could be wrong on that, but I want to say it was cut by like Bellman or something like that too, or maybe Bernie. I don't know, but sounds absolutely fantastic. And I know I've been saying that a lot, but all of these sound great, and that's why they're on my list for top reissues of the year. So anyway, guys, that's my list. I hope you enjoyed it. I tried not to go too long, but it went longer than I was expecting because I just kept talking. Oh, I just broke my chair. How about that? Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a thumbs up, like, comment. Tell me about your favorite reissues. Tell me if you have any of these reissues and what you think of them. Anyway, peace and love. Catch you next time. Top 25 or top albums of the year, and then my top finds of the year coming soon. Bye.